good axe handle is made from hard wood, hickory being generally preferred. To prepare an axe handle, a good woodsman shaves the handle so that it will fit snugly and well into the eye of the axe head. An axe handle that is properly fitted will have no bulge beneath the head to split and sliver off. When the axe handle is shaped to fit the head, it is split to receive the wedge. Look out for that lower hand. Screw or iron wedges are not as satisfying. Make a thin wedge so that it will reach deep into the eye of the axe head. Then drive it home. If one wedge will not fill the whole of the eye of the axe, make another smaller one and drive it alongside. Then saw or chop off the end of the axe handle and wedges, allowing a little wood to extend beyond the axe head. Then burr the wood down over the edges of the eye by pounding it. This is the way it is done in the woods. To sharpen a double-bit axe, drive it into a stump or log. A file is the most convenient sharpening tool, and for safety, grasp the file firmly with one hand well back on the handle, and with the other hand hold the tip. File on the forward stroke only. Carry the file back and file on the forward stroke again. Always file directly toward the head of the axe and never sidewise. The sharpened axe is honed to remove the feather edge. Properly used, the whetting stone produces a smooth, sharp edge which is safe to use. To hold a single blade axe for sharpening with a file, drive a peg in the ground against which to lean the blade. Then kneel on the handle and proceed to file, filing toward the head of the axe. When filing a hatchet, drive a forked stick in the ground to hold the hatchet steady. Carry a single bit axe with your hand close to the axe head and the blade turned away from you. When handing an axe, hand it with the head of the axe down and as near the ground as possible. Carry a double-bit axe by your side, grasping the handle near the head with the blade up and down. Before felling a tree, use the axe handle as a plumb bob. Start the cut on the side of the tree in the direction of the fall. The width of the cut varies with the size of the tree and the type of wood. As a rule, the larger the trunk, the narrower the cut in proportion to the size of the trunk. Notice that while Peter McLaren is chopping, he always keeps one corner of the bit of his axe in loose wood, for otherwise the axe would bind. Here Mr. McLaren is taking a double chip. If the chips do not fall out easily, make a double cut. This will release the forming chips until the cut becomes narrow enough for the wood to fall out without prying it. Again, notice that the whole blade of the axe is never in solid wood. To estimate the direction of the fall, place the axe into the throat of the kerf. Now the axeman changes to the back cut and swings his axe from his left side. Chopping from the left side will form the throat of the kerf on the same angle as the throat of the front cut. Never cut the kerf through on either corner or the tree will fall sidewise. No matter how large or small a tree is, always step well back when it falls. Students of the National Training School at the Shift Scout Reservation, watch Mr. McLaren demonstrate the proper method of chopping. Start the first cut at the top with the corner of the bit not quite into solid wood. Then work toward the bottom, cutting clear all the way. Then clean out the chips as you go. As the bit strikes the wood, twist toward the chips. It is not necessary to twist on every stroke. Loosen the wood first, then twist toward the chip as you strike. The axeman balances on the balls of his feet, giving good poise for following through on each stroke of the axe. Note again, one corner of the axe bit is left in loose wood. The axeman always cleans out as he goes. Mr. McLaren is chopping oak wood. Hardwood will chop this easily when your axe is properly used. Mr. McLaren is internationally known. He has held chopping records throughout Australia, London, and the United States. His 18-inch log record is 1 minute and 5 seconds. Much of the success of good chopping rests in the shape of the cut and the way it is kept clean by alternate strokes on either side. It is often necessary to slab off the outer part of a log. Logs of greater size may slab off easier than they will split through the center. Notice when slabbing off, the twist is against the log, just opposite to twisting against the chips when cutting. Splitting a log on the quarter is to split it through the middle. This is difficult to do alone, but two axemen can team up on this cutting. One axe loosens the other. Be sure axe heads are on tight for safety. Only experienced axemen should attempt this technique. Each man should twist his axe handle in the opposite direction from his partner to force the two halves apart. When splitting a log into small pieces, lay them flat on another log and chop on the opposite side of the log. When chopping small pieces, keep the holding hand well away from the axe. Cut the stick on the bias or diagonal rather than straight across. Keep the stick on sharp down angles so that pieces will not fly back and hit the axeman. Learn how to care for and use an axe safely and well. It can be your best friend in the woods.